It's time to learn geography now!
Guyana is located in the northern section of mainland South America, bordered by Venezuela and Brazil and Suriname, with the North Atlantic Ocean flanking the north coast. The country is divided into 10 regions, with the capital along the coast, Georgetown. Top notable sites and landmarks include places like St. George's crumbling colonial townscape with St. George's Cathedral, Demerara Harbor Bridge, one of the longest floating bridges in the world, the headquarters of CARICOM, or the Caribbean Community, the Umanayana Building, the Stabroek Market, Walter Roth Museum, Zoological Park, Georgetown Lighthouse. First of all, Guyana is the second most densely forested country in South America after Suriname, as 3/4 of the country is covered in trees. Keep in mind though, the country is actually made up of 5 natural regions: a fertile marshy plain on the coast, the white sand belt inland made up of sand and clay, where most of the mineral deposits are located, the lush rainforest highland, and if you go way far south, you can get a little bit of desert and savanna in the interior, and then you get the interior savanna lowlands along the border with Brazil.
It's time to learn geography now!
Haiti is located in the western third island of Hispaniola, shared with the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean Sea, just east of Cuba and Jamaica, west of Puerto Rico, and south of the Turk and Caicos Islands. At its narrowest point, Haiti is only about 32 kilometers wide along the border with the DR. The country is divided into 10 departments, and the capital, Port-au-Prince, located just at the beginning of the Tiburon Peninsula. There are 6 main islands, the largest one Gonave, Ile La Vache, the 2 Kayamit Islands, Grand Cay, and Tortuga Island, which used to be a pirate headquarters that hosted the Brethren of the Coast, an international pirate community. Haiti has just under 11 million people and is the 3rd most populous country in the Caribbean. About 95% of the country is ethnically black, and the remaining 5% is mostly made up of mixed and white Haitians, mostly of French descent. They also use the Haitian gourde as their currency, they use the Type A-B American-style plug outlets, and they drive on the right side of the road.
It's time to learn geography now!
Back in the Caribbean. Don't you just love this region of the planet? First of all, Jamaica is the 4th largest island country in the Caribbean, located west of Haiti, south of Cuba, and east of the Cayman Islands, where all the billionaires hide those wonderfully offshore bank accounts to avoid taxes. Jamaica is divided into 14 parishes, and the capital, Kingston, in itself acting as a parish. The largest cities after the capital, Kingston, would be Spanish Town and Portsmore, both in the St. Catherine Parish. However, if we're talking about outside the general Kingston area, the next largest would be Montego Bay and Mandeville, with the 3 busiest and only international airport. Jamaica may be small, but it is definitely loaded with natural treasures. First of all, Jamaica lies below the Cayman Trough on the Nicaragua Rise, an area in the Caribbean Sea that is elevated, giving Jamaica shallower waters and richer biodiversity. This also gives them the 7th largest natural harbor in the world, Kingston Harbor. The country is also about 146 miles long, 235 kilometers, and at its widest, only about 52 miles, 84 kilometers wide. Now, the one thing you need to know about Jamaica and its charm is that if you come, you will notice some of the strangest place names imaginable. Each town has a little bit of a story and context, so you'll encounter things like Broke Neck Gully, Rat Trap, Betty's Hope, Rest and Be Thankful, Old Woman Savannah, See Me No More, Time and Patience, Wait a Bit, and my personal favorite, Me No Sen, You No Come.
It's time to learn geography now!
The flag of the Bahamas has a black triangle on the hoist side and aquamarine, blue, and yellow bands. The yellow represents the golden sand on the beaches and natural resources, the blue represents the sea surrounding the country, and the black represents the strength, vigor, and the force of the Bahamian people. The direction of the triangle evokes the enterprising and determined nature for cultivation of the land. Alright, that was the flag, now let's talk about the location. As mentioned before, the Bahamas is the richest country in the Caribbean, and part of the reason for that is because of its strategic location in conjunction to the U.S. The Bahamas is located in the Atlantic Ocean just above Cuba and southeast of the U.S. state of Florida. The Bahamas are comprised of 29 official islands, 661 islets and keys, and 2,387 rocks, most of which are uninhabited. However, you can kind of classify these islands in 16 different regions. The island clusters are Bimini, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, New Providence, the Abacos, Eleuthera, Andros, the Exumas, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, Long Island, Ragged Island, Inagua, the Asclan and Crooked Islands, and Mayaguana.
It's time to learn geography now!
A very strong element.
Ghana means warrior king, harkening back to the Ghana Empire in the 4th century AD. Anyway, Ghana is a country about the size of Romania, located in West Africa along the Guinea Gulf, bordered by the Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Togo. Ghana is also one of the only 8 countries that passes through the Prime Meridian, as well as Antarctica in the south. The country is made up of 10 regions with some interesting sounding capitals like Wa, Ho, and Tamale, and of course the capital, Accra, yes, that's how you pronounce it, Accra, located in the southeast along the coast. Constitutional republic, but nonetheless still kind of technically has a king, or disputably regional kings that act more like cultural figureheads rather than governmentally sanctioned legislators. However, these kings still do hold high positions of influence in society. Nonetheless, the most notable and powerful of all these kings would probably be the monarch Asantehene Nana Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, who rules over Ashanti-land. He lives in the Manshia Palace in the Ashanti capital, Kumasi. Otherwise, other notable landmarks in Ghana might include the Elmina Castle, the oldest European building in sub-Saharan Africa, built in 1482, as well as the Cape Coast Castle. Each one has a dark history, being used for importing slaves. Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum with the bronze statue of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, also the second largest cocoa producer after the Ivory Coast. Cadbury, the company that makes those diabetically amazing Easter eggs, actually imports 90% of their cocoa from Ghana, and is actually second in Africa in gold production after South Africa. Gold plays a huge role in Ghana. In fact, the British touted the area as the Gold Coast during colonial times due to the high amount of gold reserves found throughout the country, especially in Ashanti-land. Of course, the staple dish made out of cassava and plantain powder is called fufu, a starchy substance typically eaten with stews and meats. It's like what rice is to Asians and bread is to Europeans. Famous national dishes include things like kenke dumplings, wache, and be careful when mentioning jollof rice. Make sure there are no Nigerians around. In 2011, they gained the title of the world's fastest growing economy. Now Ghana focuses on things like the manufacturing industry, electronics, technology, and recently, after an oil reserve was discovered in 2007, the hydrocarbon export sector as well, which supplies over $1.5 billion extra dollars in state revenue. This is partially why Ghana has one of the lowest unemployment rates in all of Africa at around only 6 to 8% annually. They're even slated to join the list of automobile manufacturing countries, as well as they just launched their own domestic brand, Kantanka. Otherwise, other amazing natural zones would include places like the Susua and Kokropite beaches, the Paga crocodile ponds where you can sit on lazy crocodiles that just don't care, the Boabeng Fiema monkey sanctuary, the Wili and Kintampo waterfalls, Lake Bosumtwe, Umbrella Rock, and when in doubt, just take a little cruise on Lake Volta, maybe go fishing for a little bit. And Nkrumah, the first president that led Ghana to independence, Ya Asantewa, the hero queen mother of Ghana who led a rebellion against the British forces in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General, numerous soccer players, of course British actor Idris Elba, whose mother was Ghanaian, which is good enough, he had Ghanaian blood, Ghana gets the credit. Well,
It's time to learn geography now!
India is located in South Asia, right on the Indian and Arabian Seas and the Bay of Bengal, bordered by 6 other countries, so close to 7, but that land bridge between Sri Lanka got wiped away like 600 years ago by a cyclone. India is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories, with the capital New Delhi, which acts as its own administrative unit, located in the capital territory. Keep in mind, New Delhi is actually just the name of one of the districts in the capital territory, made up of 11. The largest city, however, is actually Mumbai, with New Delhi, Bangalore, or Bengaluru, and Hyderabad following after. However, the 4 cattle, shall we? India has more cattle and livestock than anywhere else in the world at around 330 million. And it's interesting because since they have prevalent Hindu traditions, the killing of cows is illegal in many of the states except for a few, and each state has varying degrees of punishment for committing intentional cow slaughter. Keyword intentional. Cows accidentally get hit by cars. It has the most irrigated land in the world, which allows them to become the #1 producer of multiple products like millet, bananas, lemons, limes, mangoes, ginger, chickpeas, milk, butter, fennel, jute, and about 75% of the world's spices alone. First of all, India has a population of about 1.3 billion people and is the second most populous country in the world after China, with about 18% of the world's population. About 72% of the country is Indo-Aryan and a quarter are Dravidian, and the majority of the remainder are Mongoloid, Asian, and other people groups. They also use the Indian rupee as their currency, they use the type C, D, and M plug outlets, and they drive on the left side of the road.
Nigeria.